Perry, that's a very interesting story, but you do understand that stabbing Zoe was wrong, don't you?
No, the police were wrong. Since they entered Glasgowman's realm and saved us, the world is an unbalanced place.
Is that a yes or a no?
You don't get it, do you? Glasgowman's partners from the other realms are gonna come back seeking vengeance. We're all gonna die.
All right, I think we've heard enough. Thank you, Councillor Cox.
If elected mayor, my first act will be to kill the whole lot of you and burn you turn to cinders. Thanks, son. I know it's on.
In New York City, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. These are their stories.
All right, guys, welcome to yet another exciting episode of Munch My Benson. My name's Adam. Joining me on the line is Josh. How you doing out there, Josh?
Keeping it real.
Wait, I can't hear you.
I'm keeping it real.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what you've been up to. I watched a terrible film. It's called Red Planet, starring Val Kilmer and Benjamin Bratt and Tom Sizemore and a few other people. Really, really dud of a movie. I knew it wasn't going to be good, but I was hoping it would be at least like fun bad in the Waterworld vein. It is not. It is just kind of gloomy and bleak and really poor writing, really big budget, and quite a dud. So no fun. Took us like 3 days to watch it because we just weren't motivated to finish it, and really didn't pay off in the end.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. You seen anything good recently?
I watched the Patton Oswalt special last night. Oh, I also I watched all of the John Boyes pieces about the Mariners, the history of the Mariners.
Oh, nice.
They're really good on YouTube.
Nice. Well, should we jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, this one, I don't think it's going to take us that long to do because...
No, this one's pretty straightforward.
Not that much to it. It's an episode called Glasgowman's Wrath, and it's from season 16, episode 6 of season 16. It's a weird season. It's kind of, I call it the like Amaro Carisi cusp. You know, it's kind of like a weird...
Yeah, it's the weird transitory period between the two eras.
Yeah, well, let's just jump in. I'll do the recap this time. So we open with a Blair Witch POV style home video shot where three girls are kind of playing around. They end up leaving an apartment in the middle of the night wearing backpacks, and they head to Inwood Hill Park, which we've been to before. That was back in episode 5 of Munch My Benson. And they go there to look for the Glasgowman and begin their journey, they say. Now, while they're there in the middle of the night, they hear some noises and they start running in a panic. Now, the youngest girl, Zoe, falls and is taken. But by whom? Now, Zoe was found the next day by a bird watcher who took photos of a huge hulking man hunched over the girl's battered body. Zoe had been stabbed several times, one just narrowly missing the femoral artery, but she survived. And we meet her at the hospital where her and Mia, that's one of the two older girls, two moms arrive. And while those moms are really frantic and not especially helpful, they do provide Amaro and Rollins with the name and address of the third girl, Perry, where the two girls were at a sleepover. So they go to meet Perry's mom, who was found in the middle of a very tawdry rape fantasy taking place in a very public stairwell. Now, she believed that Perry was at Mia's house, and it looks like these two dumb girls might be up to no good. Amaro and Rollins search the apartment, and they find the three girls' phones in a hamster cage, undoubtedly covered in rodent droppings. Since it was the day of the New York City Marathon, the police academy cadets are enlisted to search the park for any more clues. Meanwhile, Zoe's awakened, and once they are able to get rid of the aforementioned frantic moms, she tells Amaro and Benson about coming face to face with ... the Glasgowman. So the cadets eventually find Zoe's backpack and then a strange, large, homeless man in a cave. The cadet commander, who is itching to shoot the man, merely tases him, and the man is taken into custody. Zoe identifies the man as the Glasgowman, but she doesn't remember being stabbed by him. His real name is Charlie Dorsey, and this guy does a whole lot of acting. He is schizophrenic, he saw Sully Sullenberger land that plane in the Hudson, and he considers himself the last good American in this dying society. Charlie leads Releasey to his palatial bum hideout in the woods, where they find the girl's camcorder and a bloody knife. The video adds a few more details to the girl's plans, which involve following a map to find the gateway to enter a mansion. Apparently, Perry's babysitter, a guy named Leslie, created the Glasgowman story as part of a graphic novel series he was writing, loosely based on his interactions with Charlie. Raleigh head to a ruin in Spuyten Duyvil Park, where they find a dead cat, a tied-up Mia, and a bloody Perry. The girls' stories don't quite add up, as Charlie had been in police custody when the girls were injured and claimed to have been stabbed by him. So it's time to figure out what is going on with these two. Now, because the timelines didn't add up, Charlie's freed and the girls are sent to family court. Mia is eventually released to the care of her frantic moms, but Perry claims she has been receiving psionic commands from the Glasgowmen to take innocent blood and murder her friends. She says some pretty far out stuff involving the Glasgowmen's partners from the other realms and is eventually sentenced to a stay at Creedmoor Psychiatric Center. Now, at the very end, far too many people crowd into the family court elevator, and we see Mia and Perry give a finger hug, indicating their intentions to sacrifice more innocents to the wrath of the Glasgowmen in the future. And I'm going to say this one ends with a big Scottish Dick Wolf, Josh.
This is such a weird one.
I don't even know why a Glasgowman.
Okay, so I did figure out, I think, why.
There's nary an animal alive that can outrun a greased Scotsman. No, out we go.
It's why he's the Glasgowman. So I saw this in the comments section on a blog post about this at All Things Law and Order. This commenter, who goes by AJ Bell, pointed out that it's likely because of the Glasgow smile, where a person was cut from the corners of their mouth to their ears, since Charlie is the basis for the character and has scars like that. But
okay, well that reads. I
yeah,
suppose.
It reads, but like who? I had to look it up. Like you did. Neither of us knew what. It's not like this is a really, really obscure name to call this episode and to call this character. Like
no doubt.
What the fuck?
To say so many times, I should have done a word count of Glasgowmen in this episode. It comes up a lot, all so over the place.
If there were a drinking game set to this, everyone would be hammered.
I'm so drunk I can barely see. What in hell's me get through another day?
All right, speaking of drinking games, we get to hear a throwaway line about Amaro's dumb family in California this time, which upset me.
So the whole backstory between this, if you notice, like there's a weird energy between Amaro and Rollins here when she's asking how California was, it's because they're banging at the time. So she's trying to suss out whether or not she's going to keep getting that Nick dick.
Man, again, a failure of the show and having too much backstory going on.
Well, Amaro's probably the father of Rollins' child. They never talk about it.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that's what's going on here. It's this weird thing that like since we're doing this, like you would randomly encounter an episode if you're watching on TV. You know, sometimes you get dropped into some weird shit. So that's what's going on.
I think we can kind of skim through a lot of this episode because there's not too much that's too far out. There's a few things, though. I did kind of zoom in on the bird watching lady.
Oh, Jesus. This birder is fucking insane.
Really good. She was great. So there's this birder who discovered Zoe's body. And For one thing, she speaks in bird metaphors. She calls Charlie like a hulking, she called him
a turkey vulture.
Looming over the body like a turkey vulture.
Yeah.
But she also says that she was seeing the first purple finch of the year.
Which is bullshit.
It's total bullshit. I went to allaboutbirds.org, and
Same.
purple finches are found in the New York area year-round.
Year-round. Fuck that shit.
Now,
so just 1 second. Let's talk about Carisi dealing with the bird lady for a second.
I've
never seen him more irritated with an eyewitness than with this fucking bird lady, who's just like, all she wants to talk about is the birds, and she has this crazy camera binoculars thing.
Those are cool. I like those.
But is that a real thing? I don't know if it is.
I don't know that that's a real thing. I've never seen that before.
Especially, I don't know how binoculars like that would, if they're camera binoculars, I don't know how they'd render a photo in standard, rectangular.
If I had to guess, only one of the lenses has a camera in it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And it just takes like a little digital camera image, which she makes a big point of saying it's a digital photo. This was shot in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it was a digital image.
Yeah,
people weren't shooting film in 2014 anymore.
She doesn't have some fancy spy camera.
I know.
From the 60s.
So I had a really big problem with this live scene. So they are trying to not involve Olivia Benson in this case, because as it turns out, she's at home with fucking baby boy Doe. Here's my problems with it. So she's a single mother living on a police lieutenant's salary, presumably. Olivia Benson, not Mariska Hargitay. She has a gorgeous Manhattan apartment, right? It's got views out the window. Now, if that's not enough, how can she afford that apartment and not afford a cleaning service? Because that fucking apartment is trashed. There was baby shit everywhere. Like, it was totally trashed. It looked like my house after a party if I was partying with, with babies instead of brewskis. So yeah, that's my little thing of that. Another throwback, since this is our second Inwood Hill Park centric episode. It was in episode 7. I apologize. I think I said 5 earlier. It was Uncivilized from season 1.
Yeah.
Was all about Inwood Hill Park.
The one with the guy who they think was a recidivist kitty rapist.
Yeah, exactly. But it turns out it was those two Beastie Boy-like kids.
Yeah.
Mike D and Jimmy G. Yeah, so they're in that park, and it's a cool park because it's the only kind of wilderness area in Manhattan, so it's got some neat stuff going on. And in fact, they did appear to film it there. Where they found the Charlie was actually a cave. It's called the Indian Caves in Inwood Hill Park, and so they used some real locations there, which is cool. I really enjoyed the weird tawdry rape fantasy thing going on in the
Jesus
stairwell.
Fucking Christ. So the statey, again, he's a state.
I'm on the job, state police.
Yeah, I'm like, on the job, I wish being on the job consisted of banging moms complete with dark sexual role-playing games in my line of work.
Seriously.
What the fuck?
Who introduces characters this way besides SVU?
Jesus.
This isn't only an SVU thing.
Well, and then I'm all for the healthy consensual acting out of whatever sexual proclivities one might have, but playing out an intruder rape scenario on a Sunday morning in a shared space like the hallway outside of your two neighbors' apartment doors, kind of fucked up. This might be the most problematic thing in the whole episode, is that you're just like, wait, what? And this is the intro for this mother?
I don't think it's GGG to be doing that in that shared space of the stairwell. I don't think that's cool, man.
No.
Do whatever you're going to do behind closed door, but even if you are state police, expect people to be upset.
I'm state police, I'm on the job. No, you're fucking not. You're state police, but there's no way you're on the job, brother.
He might be, Maryland State Police, though. I can see somebody in the Wire universe doing that.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah. So actually, 11/2/14 actually was the date of the New York City Marathon.
Yes, I looked this
that
up
year.
too.
I went and checked it out just to be sure.
I feel like we need to point out that they are driving home the point that Barbara Gilbert is a suspect mother by having her wear a sheer top with her bra showing through plain as day also.
Yeah, no doubt. And she clearly doesn't give nearly as much of a shit about Perry as the My Two Moms care about Mia and Zoe.
Oh, for sure.
The other moms are so frantic the whole time, and that's
it's mostly the blonde mom. The blonde mom,
yeah.
the brunette is having to rein in the blonde mom all the time. So, so Paul Reiser is having to rein in. God damn it! I can't.
Helen Hunt?
No, I can't remember his name. No, from My Two Dads.
Oh yeah, no shit.
No, Kenny Loggins wannabe.
Yeah, the beardo.
Oh, Greg Evigan. Yeah. So Paul Reiser is trying to rein in Greg Evigan. I did not look that up, by the way. That was all recall.
That's beautiful, man. I wanted to talk about the cadet commander a little bit.
Is he the one who tased Charlie?
I suppose so, because he's the only armed guy there,
and he did have a gun drawn. So I was assuming he couldn't just be a cadet.
And he wasn't wearing the little cadet hat that the rest of them were wearing as they scoured the park. Now he's just immediately goes to his gun, even when the officers in charge of the scene tell him to not take his gun out and to put it away and act calmly. And then he immediately goes to his taser and tases the fuck out of poor Charlie.
Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, it's just so fucking crazy how much he tases him. Like, he nearly fucking kills the guy. Like, crazy has to be like, fucking stop, dude.
Now, it might have been that he nearly killed the guy, or it might have been that we were just getting an introduction into how much the Charlie character was going to act this role.
And how.
Was played by Will Harris, not the relief pitcher of note, but no. And I say he fails the simple Jack test. We see a lot of him really going hard at the schizophrenic character in the interview that the police do with him. And boy, it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough, man. I don't know if you have any thoughts about it. It was a kind of a cringe fest for me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think we also, with our various jobs, have had a lot of interaction with schizophrenic people. Mm. And so when you see someone not really playing schizophrenic right, or to be fair, also probably not writing schizophrenic right, it kind of bothers me a little bit. Yeah,
it's rough. I need to take 5 and let this dog out.
Right on.
No. You're being really annoying. It's not your dinner time yet, buddy.
Is that a Ham's tall boy?
It is.
Oh, lucky bastard.
Yeah, the Charlie part kind of reminded me of Sean Penn from She's So Lovely, and I wouldn't say that that's a good a good place to be.
No, that's a bad place to be. Can we jump back just for a second to when the bad mom?
Sure. Which mom?
When Bad Mom, Barbara Gilbert, when she turns to Amaro and accusatorially asks, where the hell is she? I'm sitting there like, you're the fucking mom, lady. You're supposed to know where your kid is. This isn't the cop's job. Shit. Thank God the faux rapist Stady is there to cool her jets. Rollins shoves the catching heat for not calling Liv. She shoves that off on her fuck buddy partner Amaro because we're still in the middle of Rollins' roughly 4-year run as the shittiest cop imaginable.
Dude, Rollins is such a bad cop. It's like it doesn't seem like she knows exactly what she's supposed to be doing all the time, and she's been on the job for 3-4 years at this point.
And that's just SVU. She was a cop in Georgia too. But Jesus Christ, I mean, she's just a fucking train wreck.
Did you catch the Sully reference in Charlie's speech?
Yeah. There's a weird, he's obviously built up this fucking conspiracy around everything. But yeah, the landing the plane on the Hudson. I saw the plane land on the Hudson or whatever.
Just because I saw the plane go down, on the Hudson River. The official story was geese, but I saw the missile go off and knock it out of the sky, and they know that. I know that the plan is to erase it from my memory, first using the meds, and then using the lasers on these little cellular phones that everybody has, but I will not forget. I am a loyal American.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this exists in a weird... So I'd like to point out every time a Tom Hanks movie is referenced in SVU, which has been more than any other actor's movies, as far as I can tell.
That's true.
But what's weird about this is that this exists in a space in between the event happening and the movie Sully coming out.
Yeah.
So it's almost presaging.
I was just gonna say that. It's presaging the Hanks casting as Sully Sullenberger.
Yeah, exactly. The writer of Sully was probably watching this episode and going, "You know what? We should make a movie starring Tom Hanks about Sully Sullenberger."
Yeah, for sure.
You know, they're really dismissive of his eye patch. And so Charlie, the Glasgowman, wears an eye patch. He doesn't need to wear an eye patch. He has both eyes working well. But as he explains it, he likes to have one eye for where it's light and one eye for where it's dark. And, you know, that actually works. You can adjust to light and dark situations better. And maybe the medication he had been taking screwed with his retinas, and so that it actually is a very helpful thing for him.
Right, he was on retina burn.
Yeah,
that was a medication.
They were just so dismissive of the eye patch the whole time, and it's like, man, just let him wear his fucking eye patch, you know?
So Charlie is another instance of the mental health care apparatus in this country failing us.
Yeah, and they do kind of make a big point about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a big thing in this.
Yeah, they talk about the Hudson River State Asylum, which is really, in real life, it's a Hudson River State Hospital, but it did close in 2003, and they did kick everyone to the curb. So when Carisi says it was only a matter of time, I mean, you can't unscrew the top of a salt shaker, be surprised when it spills all over the table. He's right. Sadly, things haven't gotten any better.
No. And this is Carisi's first season, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so they're definitely trying to give us like a little bit about Carisi. They're doing it more artfully than they did with Rollins and Amaro.
Yes, absolutely.
Where they're not beating us over the head with it, but we do find out, you know, he is empathetic to, or sympathetic rather, to this guy's plight. And even though he knows he can't just release him to the forest later on, he's definitely concerned about him and wants the best for the guy. So I think they actually do a pretty good job with introducing Carisi at this point.
Yeah, and I think Carisi actually handles Charlie well. You watch this episode with Rollins and Amaro, complete disaster cops, and a long history of Liv doing insane shit. It's no wonder that Carisi would be the one who rushed through the ranks and ended up in ADA.
And no sign of Finn at all. We don't, he gets a credit, but that's it. With regards to your mental health thing, they had Charlie give a very impassioned, "Don't threaten me with medication, just treat me like a man" statement that I have a note on.
Is it just me, or did Carisi, and especially Liv's quizzical reaction to, well, that would be true if I were here, did it make it seem like neither of them have ever come across a paranoid schizophrenic off their meds?
Seriously, these people are police officers in New York City. They've dealt with, lots of different kinds of mental health problems.
Right, and it seems like Carisi writes the ship pretty quickly, but it takes Liv way longer to register where, this guy's schizophrenic. How? I don't understand how that wouldn't be the first place you jumped. I mean, you're dealing with a homeless guy who lives in a cave, which we've actually known a homeless guy who lived in a cave, and he was schizophrenic.
2 of them.
Oh yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe 3. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly 3. But it's just how I don't understand how you would get to Liv's age as a cop and register surprise at all when you come across
as a resident of New York City or as a cop.
Yeah,
both of which should be. Yeah, I mean, it's something you interact with all the time. So eventually, we get to we find out that the Glasgowman story was created by Perry's babysitter, a guy named Leslie, who they make a big point about When was the last time she babysat for you? And this is the last Thursday, and Leslie's a boy. But anyways,
my
Leslie
favorite bit in this scene is actually when the girl says Perry's had a lot of sitters, and I was like, yeah, I bet she has. She fucking sucks. Like she runs through babysitters so fucking fast.
Perry does suck though. So we meet Leslie, the babysitter, and Leslie's pad is so cool. He seems way too hip to be a babysitter.
Yeah, for real. And okay, so if he is a babysitter and he's got that pad, then I think the obligatory follow-up question is, how does he afford it?
Well, I mean, that's a common theme in Law and Order SVU domiciles.
Yeah.
But
or really most things set in New York. I mean, Friends or whatever.
Yeah, like, Friends. The Friends apartment is really something. But still, his pad is cool. I mean, they're way the hell uptown. Like, they are so far uptown, it's basically the Bronx. Or they might even be in the Bronx, because one of the scenes is in the Bronx. But he's got a cool, like, he's drawn the island of Manhattan as a lizard on the wall. And, like, the lizard's tail is the map to get to the Glasgowman's mansion, which is basically in Wood Hill Park and the kind of area right at the Spuyten Duyvil pool, which is the very, just past the northern tip of Manhattan where this is all occurring.
I think that there's a super weird element to this episode because it's obvious to anyone watching that this is based on the Slender Man murders in Waukesha.
It is. And we should bring this up. It's based on the Slender Man story. If you did a bunch of research on it, I just don't find it that interesting.
I don't think it's that interesting. And I mean, it's so ubiquitous that I don't think we really need to do a deep dive on this. No. I mean, there are documentaries. What Beware the Slender Man that's a fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it happened in devoted listener Chad's backyard. But it's weird watching an episode where, like, they're barking up the wrong tree for half the episode, and you just have to, like, grin and bear it.
Yeah, and it's not even it's so obvious that Charlie was never the guy. Even from the get-go, we're talking about how he saw that she was wounded and was trying to save her.
Yeah,
things like that.
Yeah, the Glasgowman or Slender Man wouldn't fucking do that. So
I feel like we need to talk about the Charlie's bum pad, because it's like a bum palace.
Yeah, it's pretty bitchin'.
It's huge. It's like
he's basically glamping. He's basically glamping.
Yeah. I mean, it's filled with trash, but he has this like compound in the woods where he's used that like kind of like military camouflage netting to create this enclosure that looks like a hedge, but as it turns out is a really pretty tight space. I mean,
well, it needed to be big enough to fit all the cameras in there.
He had a lot of equipment, and he had a lot of bloody knives in there, because they only talk about one bloody knife, but when Rollins reached into that bag, she had 3 bloody knives in her hand.
Oh, for real.
So
then my next note is they find them sadly not dead in the weird ruins. These shitty girls suck. The headline this was ripped from was unavoidable. We know they're lying the whole time. We know they're psychopaths. Watching as they try to railroad an innocent homeless man and send him up the river with their bullshit story sucks.
Yeah, fuck those kids. Fuck those kids. And you do know also that, like, for whatever reason, Mia is like not out of the Perry business yet, even though Perry is a total psychopath. Like, this chick is not well. Mia still believes in her, and at the you're kind of waiting for it at the end, and they do the little finger hug thing in the elevator, which is also just not that many people would run into an elevator, and they wouldn't take the girl in handcuffs into the elevator either.
Yeah,
I think she goes into a different elevator. I don't know how it works in family court.
My note on the elevator scene, like when there's the shock on Carisi's face, I'm like, he's seen heavenly creatures. He knows what's up.
Yeah. Do we really need to talk that much more? I mean, the family court scene was kind of boring.
Family court's super boring. It's really like a weird exercise in anticlimax. So then I guess my notes that we should that were coverable are I like that Carisi actually cares enough to try to get Charlie back in a program with meds. Someone actually caring about someone they chased after as a suspect. Like, I'm trying to think of it.
You know, and like
when does that happen?
A homeless guy with schizophrenia, not exactly normally a sympathetic character, and
in the eyes of SVU writers.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a note. Assistant Corporation Counsel Pippa Cox pops up. She deals with cases with children under 14. She's in 7 episodes. She's all over the Baby Doe custody story arc. Her last episode sees her leaving in serious disgrace as her husband is discovered to be a pedo in a child porn ring.
Hell yeah.
Her association with her husband gets her reassigned.
Well, that one sounds like it'll be fun. Now, I mean, Perry says some really bonkers stuff right here. Really bonkers, far out stuff. Just, I'll cue the audio.
Ah, don't be daft. I was born in a... what the... My retirement grease! No!
But I don't feel like there's too much more to talk about, Josh. Do you?
No.
I mean...
No, I think we've pretty much covered it. It's if you know the Slender Man story, there's no suspense. There's no... And I just... Maybe it's just us, but I don't think there was any way to miss that Slender Man story if you were, like, paying attention to anything in 2014.
Yeah, you know, and this was clearly meant to be a Halloween episode.
Yeah, it's weird. 3 weeks ago, we had the weird fucking superhero episode. So we had a superhero episode, and now we've got a fucking weird Blair Witch Project Slender Man Halloween party or Halloween episode.
So it was a Jean de Sagonzac directed, and as always happens when JDS directs, there's some little, you know,
stylistic departures,
auteur choices, and really with this, it was the videography of the handheld videography. There's one in particular where Perry is holding like a snow globe or something in front of the camera while she's talking through it. Is pretty cool. There's some nice little touches there.
Yeah.
But it was so Blair Witchy that it was just like, when you see it at the beginning, you just go, ugh, it's going to be like a dumb children's horror movie. This is going to be stupid. And it was.
Yeah.
Should we just start rating this thing, though?
Yeah, let's just get to it. Do you have any New York state of mind stuff to cover other than Inwood Hill Park?
Well, Inwood Hill Park and Liv's apartment was really the thing that stood out most to me. And this sounds like a generalization, but most police officers in the NYPD live in places like Staten Island or in New Jersey or in Nassau County. They
pick up weird slang like Carisi does.
Yeah, they don't live in like the kind of apartments in Manhattan that, you know, yuppies live in.
Yeah.
And it would read truer to me if Liv, you know, lived in some, you know, Irish only community and, you know, that openly practiced racism on the weekends. So every week we rank these episodes, and we do it on a variety of criteria. We do it on how good it was overall. We call it quality. How good the guest stars were. How problematic it was. Problematic being a good thing. We want these to be problematic. Problematic is fun. And finally, on how deeply the characters' lives were ruined by the course of the episode. And in this one, let's start with that last one, because we like it when people's lives are ruined, or at least our ranking system does for SVU episodes. And that's because that's the mark of a SVU episode that really kind of shakes you and leaves you upset. I don't think that anybody's life was ruined by this episode. Charlie's going to be on medication for a couple weeks until his script runs out, and then he'll be back in the woods where he wants to be anyways. Zoe got stabbed, but it missed any organs. Perry's going to a mental institution, but it could be a lot worse.
I'd say that Mia clearly having like zero remorse for what they did to her little sister, and
they stabbed her little sister.
The inevitable fallout from this seems like it's only going to get worse. Like that's sort of the implication of the little weird pinky hold.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the implication with the Digwolf in this episode is that it's not over.
Yeah, the Glasgowman saga lives on.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I still can't give it more than a 1, though.
No,
I can't go 2 on this.
No, I think it's a 1.
For
but
SVU,
if we're talking about shit, and I mean, I guess the both sets of mothers, or the set of mothers, my two moms, and shitty mom, I think they're all probably going to be dealing with some pretty serious shit too.
You would think so. There's definitely
like how do you fail your daughter? How do you fail your daughter in bringing them up that much to have them be this fucked up? And shitty mom was very quick to throw Perry under the fucking bus.
Oh yeah, tawdry rape fantasy mom was not really that caring of her daughter, and so she's got some soul searching to do.
Well, and like the Stady, how guilty by association is he going to be that he was acting out rape fantasies with this awful mother, and he's losing his piece of ass because there's no way you stay with that.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
But in terms of ruination, it's still not high. Like the highest you could ever convince me to go would be like a 2 on this. So that's still.
I don't see it. I just don't see it because I mean nobody dies. Nobody even goes to prison.
Yeah.
And people are going to deal with some shit. But this is SVU. People are always going to be dealing with some shit in this series.
Right. I mean, the weird thing is that usually with a story like this, they'd actually go farther than the original story. And in the Slender Man case, they actually kill a girl.
Yeah, it just wouldn't have shocked me from an SVU perspective if they had killed the girl. That would have been a more dramatic story.
Or if they killed multiple girls. Like that's what SVU would normally do.
I think Zoe was the best moppet they had in casting.
Yeah.
Una Lawrence, and she definitely had a lot more screen time than the other 2 girls did.
Yeah.
And owned it. Okay, so that gets a 1.
Yeah.
We do a composite score, and that's going to give us a general idea of where this stacks up in the canon of SVU episodes. So next is how problematic was the episode. And this is an interesting one here because it definitely has some strange ideas about schizophrenics. But it's trying to be...
more progressive... Or more like positive towards schizophrenia than most episodes of SVU are. So if we're rating it in relation to that, I don't think the likely inaccurate portrayal of schizophrenia, I don't think that it's necessarily as problematic as it normally would be.
Yeah, and there's also a little bit of because I think the implication is that Perry is supposed to be schizophrenic also in this. She's hearing voices telling her to
right.
sacrifice innocent blood. Schizophrenia normally onsets around 18 to 22.
Right.
It's
an adult thing.
Post puberty. Yeah, it's an adult thing, and so it's a little forced to try to put that on her. It's like they could have done a little bit better research, I think. And other problematic things. I mean, the semi-public tawdry rape fantasy is somewhat problematic.
I think it's more than somewhat. Like that's the one that's like, wait, what? It's like 9 a.m. on a Sunday.
Sure is.
It's like 9 a.m. on a Sunday, and she's having a state police officer act out a rape outside of her apartment door with 2 other apartment doors 4 feet away from them.
Yeah, and there
are 3 doors in this stairwell. 3 doors at this landing in the stairwell.
At this landing, we don't know how many are on the other floors.
Yeah,
we don't know how tall this building is. Like, do you think there's just some like old lady and then they do this every morning?
Oh, there's the raper again.
Yeah, Jesus. So I mean that bumps it to maybe a 2 or a 3 to me, but I don't know that we get that.
I mean, I think that she is a really like legitimately bad mother. And there's lots of different points at which she gets to show this. And I think there's also Perry and Mother are running through babysitters. We don't know that the other babysitters weren't scared off by other weird sexual, like, role-playing games that Mom was playing out.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I think that her mother's proclivities, it's not unreasonable to think that they could also have been playing a factor in making a psychotic child.
So you think her rape fantasy, probably swinger nature, is ruining her child?
Yeah. Oh, I think that's the implication, at least. I don't know that in real life that would be the case, but on this episode, I think it is. I think they also have an issue. There's an issue with how my two moms are portrayed.
Dude.
We've also got the issue with Rollins. Rollins, like, just shirking off all responsibility. Like, we both agreed not to call Liv, but you're gonna fucking take this one for the team, Nick.
Yeah, she likes you more.
Otherwise, you're not gonna get any more of the sweet tang.
Nice.
So, I mean, there are more problematic things. They're not, like, as salacious, but the My Two Moms thing, like, they portray that blonde mom as basically the hysterical woman in, like, a 40s movie that needs to be fucking slapped. Seriously. Like, that's how they're having her act in this. That's absolutely problematic. Like, there's a latent misogyny in that.
All right, so put a number on it then.
I think it's a 4, probably.
Okay, I can see a 4. Yeah, there's definitely some misogyny there.
There's misogyny kind of across the board, honestly. We've got My Two Moms. We've got Shitty Mom. We've got Rollins being terrible. Like, we've got Liv not being able to tell that someone's schizophrenic. Like, this isn't. It's not a glowing portrait of strong, independent women who can ably do their jobs.
Yeah, when presumably you'd think it would be, considering the main character is a woman. And
correct.
That one of the other main characters now, Rollins, is a woman, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, yeah, I like it. That works. It's below average, but not.
It's not absent. Its problems. It's not absent problematic. Like, they're there.
What do you think about the guests, Josh? I thought the guests were kind of asked to carry this one,
but not given a lot
without
to work with.
any heavy hitters at all.
Yeah. There's not a lot to work with. No heavy hitters. I mean, I guess the one playing the shitty mom is pretty good at playing the shitty mom, but I don't feel like there's a lot being done here that's done well.
And the other two moms, they were both playing their roles as, like, bitchy PTA straight moms.
Yeah.
Which is, I suppose it's possible. There's all kinds of relationships out there, but it just doesn't read very true to me. And I think they could have played it slightly differently. You've got Charlie doing the most work.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of lifting here.
He's doing a lot of work, and it might be asking too much, at least.
And you feel bad for someone like that, because, like, this guy probably, I didn't look him up. I didn't look anybody up for this.
Yeah, I didn't. Me neither.
But you feel bad for a guy, because, like, this guy probably doesn't get a lot of big opportunities, and he's getting his shot here. And I mean, and I'm not going to blame him for going big.
You kind of got to go big.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's more like a writing, directing choices.
Right. Like, I don't think he's not doing the job. I just don't think there's a lot to work with. And it's sad for when I feel genuine empathy for when an actor who's, like, an atypical body type or atypical, like, facial features or whatever, when they get a shot, and then, it's kind of I wouldn't say it's quite a dud, but
it's a miss in a lot of ways. Yeah. It's not owning it, but again, I don't know that that's his fault.
No,
I'm thinking of like a 3 or 4 for this.
3,
yeah, 3. It's not
like Una Lawrence is good.
Una Lawrence is good, and there's a lot going on with these characters. They're just not. They just kind of miss.
I think the guy playing Leslie is good too.
Yeah, the guy playing Leslie's, he brings something. So let's bring it to the last one. The overall quality, Did you think it was fun? Did you think it was well executed? I think it wasn't, but it wasn't dog shit.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Sunder. It wasn't like a Sunder where you're just like, fuck this episode. This episode's just garbage.
Or Gone Baby Gone.
Yeah, or Gone Baby Gone. Those two are just wretched episodes. This isn't that bad, but it's not good at all.
It's not good,
and it's dealing with a rip from the headline story that's so well known.
It's a cliche. Yeah,
it's so well known that you know where it's going the whole time, and so there's no sitting there watching the episode and wondering how it's going to play out because you know how it ends.
I almost would call this a 2.
Yeah,
because we kind of seen what a 1 is.
Maybe a 2.5. Like, okay. I think it's more. I think it's like a little more fun. It is fun enough to see them. I don't know that they're doing it well, but to see them working in a different realm is at least somewhat interesting, I guess.
Like, so we've seen a 3 that was Underbelly, episode 18 of Munch My Benson. And that had really good guest stars going for it and some kind of craziness going on, which this one really didn't have.
Yeah.
So I think 2.5. I like 2.5. So that puts it really firmly at the kind of bottom tier of these, but not at the basement.
No, it's not a Sunder. Is a Sunder still the worst one? Or is Gone Baby Go Gone?
The worst one... No, a Sunder is the worst one.
Okay.
Gone Baby Go Gone got a 2 as far as lives ruined, which put it above a Sunder.
Okay.
So, because I guess people's lives were ruined in that. I don't really want to remember it very well.
No.
But yeah, it's above those, but I mean, and I think that's fair. It's below other ones that were not great, but were still a little bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can call it there. So until next time, Munch My Benson.
No.
What?
We have
to... What did I... Oh, shit.
Yeah,
You're
next
right.
episode.
Yeah. Dope. All right. So last thing to do before we go, we got to run the randomizer. So let's fire up that old number. And it has given me another really big number. It is 398. That is season 18, episode 9.
This is called Decline and Fall. Another one directed by JDS. This one, rape accusations from a bartender threaten to tear apart an influential family. Looking at the guest stars, well, it has Jim Trufrost, who played Presbo in The Wire. So this is another brain melter. It's got Bob Gunton, who you would recognize as the warden in Shawshank Redemption. So it's actually got a bunch. It's got Sarah Clark, too, who was Nina on 24. And she's Bosch's ex-wife on Bosch. But big guest stars, or fairly big guest stars. Guest stars of note, at least. And this should be fun from a Wire brain melt shared universe perspective, just like Underbelly was.
All right, man. So unless you got anything else, I think we can call it there.
No.
So until next time, Munch My Benson.
And Munch My Benson.
So, have you noticed how North Edinburgh golfers putt like this? And South Edinburgh golfers putt like this? Eh? Eh? Oh, I see. Well, it's not funny unless he's down on his knees, scooping up your little brat's puke. Thank you, you've been great.